Hello once again, my people, it is I, Vid, and welcome back to My Burning Heart. Last episode, I honestly don't remember what happened. It's been a hot minute since I've recorded My Burning Heart. I'm pretty sure that the Sultan left for a trip, and that we were spying on him through a little crack in the window. That's honestly all that I can remember. But I know that he left for a trip, and we're like, do we have feelings for the Sultan? So yeah. We're gonna find that out, I guess, darling. Let's get started. Discipline and work relaxed once the Sultan left for his trip. There weren't dignitaries or rich merchants to attend, and the Great Vizier didn't ask for so many attentions with the small fish guests that they got without the Sultan's presence. The harem boys were all sitting in the shade of the common room of the verandas. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna check something super quick. I'm like, why does this game sound quiet? We love troubleshooting. The harem boys were all sitting in the shade of the common room, or the verandas with views to the garden, playing musical instruments or reading, hanging out in small groups. The moment has arrived, Adnan decided.
So, with the Sultan gone, I guess we'll get less groceries, right?
Well, yes, of course. But the servants still need to eat. Why do you ask?
Because you'll have one less mouth to feed.
Oh, since I don't have anything to do, I thought perhaps I could go to the kitchen to help put the groceries in order. If there are any, of course.
Ah, that's not really our work. But if you want to help, I'm sure the cooks will be grateful.
Yes, cooks. He shrugged and scanned the room for something to do or someone to talk with.
I'll do that. Maybe I'll get some tarts in exchange.
Adnan winked at Halim and waved goodbye to him. His friend nodded with a smile and returned the gesture. Adnan stopped for a moment at the doorway and took a look at Halim. It would barely be the last time that they saw each other, and for a moment, he felt a lump in his throat. Oh, is it because you're falling in love with your best friend? Is it because you're falling in love with your best friend? I mean, like, I wouldn't know what that's like. I say that because I do know what that's like. Ugh. But it's okay, he's far away and I don't have to deal. And this is not about you-know-who. This is about another one of my friends, I promise. Should he say something to Halim as a farewell? He would like to, but wouldn't that expose his plans? He should better go without further explanations or goodbye words. That was for the best. Alright, it was easy. He just needed to climb inside one of the empty carts parked outside the kitchen, throw a blanket on top of it to cover himself, and wait until the merchants finished their tea and went back to the market. Adnan waited for a short while in the garden. 5 more minutes and the guards would climb the stairs to the sentry post, then they would spend a couple of minutes chattering with the guards who finished their shift. And Adnan would use those 2 minutes to hide in his chosen cart. The minutes passed by while Adnan tried to slow down his racing pulse. The guards crossed the garden in front of him without paying him any attention and went up the stairs. We love a bitch that's like, what are you doing? It's whatever, he's just a slave. We love that about it. We love. That's just it. At last, quick glance around, no one at sight, not even in the windows. Oh my god. He climbed the— wow, is this really gonna be the end of it? Is this how it ends? He climbed the market cart he had selected and covered himself with a long, tattered fabric that hung from one of the cart's handles. The cart smelled of onions, but that was fine. The pungent smell would cover any kind of scent Adnan could have. He only needed to be patient and wait. The owner of the cart would come out of the kitchen soon, and in a few minutes he would be in the streets. The minutes stretched like hours. Adnan could only see a patch of sky from his hideout. Some voices approached and then left, but none of them belonged to Halim or any of the harem boys. At last, the cart shook and started moving, jumping slightly on the garden's cobblestones. They left the garden and entered the roof corridor. Okay. Alright, bet, let's go. The cart stopped, and Adnan heard the merchant sharing some greeting sentences with the guards at the main door. The cart started moving again.
You! Stop right there!
Hi, Haroon. How are you? No. He hadn't found me. It's impossible. Rivulets of sweat rolled down Adnan's forehead. The great viziers came closer.
That cart. The one which is covered. Have you checked the contents?
Girl, you better run if you can.
Why, it's empty, Your Highness. I dispatched a load of onions. You can ask the cooks.
Yes, I can smell that. Would you mind taking that fabric off?
Oh, nah, it was so close, but Haroon is always here to just ruin the party.
Damn.
Adnan jumped out of the cart and made a run for the doors. They were half open. He only needed to reach them. He only needed to... Did he get knocked out by a frying pan? The dark corridor seemed suddenly more and more dark, and the floor went up until it met Adnan's face. Oh crap, I'm done for, were the last clear thoughts Adnan had before losing consciousness. Alright, bet. When he opened his eyes, some unspecific time later, nothing seemed to have changed. Everything was black. The back of his head hurt, and when Adnan raised his hand and touched the aching spot, he noticed he had a good lump there. I mean, it said a clank. That's where I was like, girl, did you get hit by a frying pan? Because that shit hurts. That shit hurts a lot. The sound of a set of locks being opened made him jump to his feet. Would it be that cursed vizier? Or perhaps Abd al-Rashid had already come back? He had no idea how much time had passed. The door finally opened, although the corridor out there seemed to be almost absolute darkness too, since the shadows barely changed their shape when the door opened and closed. Oh, it's Halim! Aw, Halim was like, bitch, what the fuck were you planning on fucking doing? And then I'm gonna be here being like, I wanted to be free, because I hate it here. What about it? Luckily, his visitor lit an oil lamp and the worried face of Halim appeared in front of Adnan.
Oh, Adnan.
Are you gonna scold me? Because I'm not ready to be scolded, okay? I just wanted to leave.
Why did you try to escape? The Great Vizier is furious.
Adnan's mouth felt furry. He swallowed saliva and tried to answer, but a voice in the background interrupted them.
Halim, take him out already. What are you doing, boy?
Halim sobbed and reached for Adnan's hand, squeezing it with sympathy.
I'm so sorry, Adnan. Come. Everybody is waiting in the garden.
Oh no, he's gonna get whipped and shackled. He's gonna go back to doing his old slave stuff.
Waiting?
Waiting for what, he wondered, and although he had a clear suspicion about what was going to happen.
Ah, here you are. Did you really think you could use the old trick of hiding in a cart to run away from the palace?
Listen, I thought maybe it was a good idea. And then you were like, hold up. And then I got sad. And I still hate you.
Get it into your skull already. Nothing in this palace gets by me. I keep every single thing under control.
But they never checked the empty carts, Adnan thought, so how did he find me?
If you weren't so thick-headed, you would have noticed I always keep an eye on you.
Adnan cursed his bad luck. He bet the vizier had one of the guards or another slave keep watch of his movements.
You're not so insolent now, I see.
You're not allowed to have that tone of voice with me, okay? You're not supposed to be fucking hot or whatever. Okay? I still hate you. Sorry, it is like 5 in the morning and I don't know what I'm doing.
Everybody, please come closer and look. Look what fate has in store for you in case you try to escape the palace like this poor wretch here.
Wretch? Watch Abd al-Rashid be back and be like, the fuck are you trying to do, bitch?
I think 10 lashes will suffice. But if you need some more to help you remember this lesson, please tell me, and I'll gladly procure you a reminder.
Oh no, oh no. 2 strong guards grabbed Adnan's arms and tied him face first to a tree. Adnan gulped and closed his eyes, preparing himself to the sadly familiar feeling of the whip on his back. Adnan lay on his front in the absolute darkness, and he was unable to say if it had been hours or days since he was thrown into the dungeon again. His back and sides were raw, and the stinging pain wouldn't let him sleep to make the time pass faster. His tongue and mouth felt dry and furry again. After the first hours, he couldn't even gather enough saliva to wash the feeling down. Someone was at the door. Once the bolts were... Oh, this got serious, like, real fast. Like, real fucking fast. Once the bolts were opened by a series of keys, the wooden door finally opened. The creaking sound almost reverberated in the dark silence. Hi, Halim. How are you? Are you coming to heal my wounds with some alcohol? Because I want to get drunk. But not in that kind of way. I'm kidding. It's for my lash wounds. Halim ran to his side as soon as he stepped in the dungeon's cell. He carefully placed his oil lamp on the floor and hugged Adnan's shoulders, the only part of his back that didn't feature lash marks.
Adnan! Oh, by the sweet prophet, you poor thing.
Yeah, listen, I could be even more poor. Listen, I just want to be free, okay? That's all I want. The boy sobbed and sniffed, wiping the tears that rolled down his cheeks with the back of his hand. Adnan's mouth was too dry to allow him to speak. He wished he could say some reassuring words to Halim, though. He hated seeing him so worried for him.
His Highness sent me with a salve to treat your wounds, but I managed to smuggle a jug of water for you.
Yes, thank you. Oh my god, I love you. Water. Adnan sat up the best he could manage to drink from the clay jug. He even licked the precious liquid that slipped past his lips and ran down his chin, eager to avoid wasting a single drop.
Better?
Very much so. Adnan cleared his throat and found himself able to articulate some words at last. He could cry out of relief right then.
Yes. Much better. Thank you so much, Halim.
Okay, so is it Halim or is it Halim? Get it together. Get it together. The boy answered with a sad smile and started applying the soothing salve on his back.
I didn't know you were so unhappy here in the palace. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I was like, you were making it good. You were making it fun. You were making it nice, neat, and fantastic. But no, I just don't want to be a slave anymore.
I thought you were adapting well. You never said a thing about wanting to escape. I guess I've been a horrible friend, right?
No, you haven't. You're fine. You're good. Like I said, I just want to be free again.
No, Halim. Please. Don't think that. You've helped me a lot.
Adnan felt terrible right then. Not because of his physical pain. Halim was softly weeping once more.
Don't do this again. Please. I don't want the Vizier punishing you further than
But
this.
I want to be free and I want to leave. Further? Adnan wondered what do a worse punishment than 10 lashes. 15? He had heard of 20 lashes as punishment, but after that, the slave was rarely useful for work anymore. He honestly thought his punishment would be what the Vizier threatened to do since the start, sending him to the crop fields. He was afraid and relieved right then. As long as he stayed in the city, he would be able to try to escape again. But, of course, he couldn't say that to his poor friend.
Don't worry about me, Halim. I'll be fine. Please don't cry.
The boy wiped his eyes and cheeks again, sniffling. Girl, you could have... Where's the artwork of crying? I want to see the artwork of a good cry.
I'm done with your wounds. Rest on your front for now, and take it easy. Please, Adnan. Don't talk back to His Highness if he comes to visit you.
Bitch, I'm petty. I'm petty. So, I probably will.
I'll do my best.
That's a better answer than I can do. Halim stood up and hid the empty jug under his long sleeves again.
I'll come back tomorrow.
That's not what I wanted. Hold on.
I'll come back tomorrow with the salve and more water. Please, bear with it until then.
Got you. It's fine. Adnan nodded in the darkness, aware of the fact his friend couldn't see his gestures, but too tired to talk. Man, how long is this gonna... Wow, I was like halfway and it's serious. Then Halim was gone, and the most absolute blackness surrounded Adnan again. The next day, though, Adnan used the last of his strength to sit up when he finally heard the keys unbolting the locks. But when the door opened, the slave who appeared with his oil lamp in the slave jar wasn't Halim.
Adnan, are you alright? I've come to treat your injuries.
Is Jamal not gonna be a total bitch? Is Jamal not gonna be a total bitch? Because I was like, what, Jamal, Wasim, whatever the other boy's name is, you know, the three mean girls, like, are they gonna actually be... Are they actually gonna be okay?
And Halim?
The boy pulled a face.
The Vizier didn't allow him to come back and sent me instead. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fine, it's chill. Jamal knelt down beside Adnan and started spreading the cream through his back, with careful rubbing movements. The wounds were less raw than the previous day, and the salve certainly soothed the pain. The slave lowered his voice to a whisper and looked around the darkness before adding,
I know Halim passed some water to you yesterday. I'm pretty sure the Vizier doesn't know, but he has his suspicions. He was watching me like a hawk while I came here, so I wasn't able to hide a water jug.
So he's not gonna be a mean girl. Oh my god, we love Jamal. Okay, I was like, okay, we love Jamal today. Don't know about any of the other days because they're all being like, this mean girl right here, but... Period.
I'm really sorry. You must be having a tough time between the wounds, hunger, and thirst.
He was, indeed. Thirst was the worst of the three evils right then, so he had been looking forward to Halim's visit. He didn't have the strength to reply to Jamal's words and lay down quietly until the boy was done.
See you tomorrow. Be strong, Adnan.
I will try my goddamn best. During the next hours, during which Adnan was intermittently nodding off and waking, startled, he wondered if the Vizier's plan would let him die from thirst. The Sultan was due to come back in a few days. How many days were a few days anyway? 3? A week? More than that? Now Adnan regretted not having asked him when he stopped to say goodbye. But the man would come back soon, or soonish, and he cared for Adnan, or at least that's what Adnan expected. Depending on how the Vizier told the story to the Sultan, he might be alright with the punishment. Adnan was just a slave after all. He was nothing but property. Adnan had to bite his lower lip to avoid giving in and crying. I just want to be free. Like, that's all I wanted, was just like, I just want to just like go out and just like have like a nice, neat, subtle afternoon shopping and eating some food, and here I am fucking dying in a dungeon. R.I.P. in peace, me. He would survive this. He had already survived worse things. He could cope with pain, hunger, and thirst. But all the same, the hours felt like months in the total darkness. He didn't even react when he heard the keys at the door. Why wouldn't them let him... Why wouldn't them let him sleep? I found one, Ertl. Why wouldn't they let him sleep? He just wants to sleep, baby. But I see that you were really good. Girl, you were really good. I found mistake, though. Get into it. Jamal had come once more to treat his wounds, but that was many, many hours ago. Still, a part of his mind registered that the steps approaching him didn't belong to Jamal or Halim.
Look at you now, you insolent brat. You look like something the cat dragged from the street.
Fuck you. I am so ready. Listen, when I get my strength back, I am giving you the fucking old 1-2 Falcon Punch combo. Okay? Period.
Abdel, Hassan, please carry him to the harem's common room. Put him there, on top of those cushions.
Oh no, what are you doing? Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, what are you doing? The two slaves dragged Adnan, too weak to stand on his feet, and seated him on the designated place. Adnan's sight was unused to the light, and the sun through the open windows would hurt his eyes and make him blink. Another slave stepped in the common room, bowing when he passed in front of the Vizier, placed a water jug and a plate of food in front of Adnan. He didn't ask for permission and attacked the water and the food at once.
Are you thirsty, boy?
I don't like that. I don't like. Oh no. I don't like where this is going. I don't like this is where this is going at all. Anon glared at the evil man, but he didn't stop eating.
You can all leave now.
The slaves shared a pointed look and seemed about to complain, but the vizier raised a hand and stopped their objections.
It's fine. He's weak like a baby, so he won't try anything funny. Right, Adnan?
As much as he would like to retort or jump at the man's throat, the vizier was sadly right. He didn't have the energy to try anything. The wounds on his back were already healing, so, despite being painful, they were more superficial than he thought at first, but he was still weakened after not eating or drinking for 3 days. He cursed his bad luck and kept eating. Damn, it's been 3 days. Listen, at least the time's going by in this episode, okay? Period. Adnan was left alone with the cruel, mean man watching him eat with that ever-present smirk.
You're surely aware that once the Sultan comes back, I'm going to tell His Majesty how you treated me. He told me no one would hit me or famish me as a punishment. So I'm sure he will be rather surprised about the punishment methods you use behind his back.
Ooh, love that. The great vizier laughed heartedly.
My dear Adnan, you're so funny. And you know so little about anything. Do you know what the punishment is for a slave caught while trying to escape? According to our laws.
Oh, is it death? Adnan could have guessed the answer in the vizier's tone.
Yes, you little brat. The penalty is death. You should be glad I went easy on you.
Maybe I would have died. I would have rather died, because I don't want to live a slave lifestyle. Excuse you, 86 my ass.
What's 10 lashes and 3 days in the dungeons? His Majesty will surely think I was generous with you.
He made a dramatic pause. Here comes the final blow, Adnan thought with a shudder.
Especially once he hears that his precious pet, the one he feels so fond of, hates his face so much that he actually tried to escape from his loving hands.
Oh no, see, this is why I don't like you, you motherfucker. Ooh, you're poisonous, you have that silver fucking tongue.
How will he take the fact that his cute lover prefers the death penalty to keep warming his bed, Oh, our poor Sultan. This will surely break his heart.
I can hear the unless. Okay, so it's a little better, but it's still fucked up, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to actually, like, if it gets to the point where I think it's actually going to get to, I don't know if I'm actually going to, like, record my reaction to it, and I might just honestly just end up cutting it, depending on the situation. I'm not entirely positive. Adnan closed his eyes, pained. He hadn't considered that. And it was true. How would al-Rashid react when he found out? The vizier's smile grew wider, reminding Adnan of a big, dangerous snake.
He will be so hurt by your ingratitude that I doubt he will want to see you anymore. Just seeing your face will be a reminder of your betrayal. Will it be the death penalty, or perhaps will he be content enough with sending you to the work fields? Well chained this time, of course. And we'll need to have a word with the foreman so he's especially hard with you and doesn't take his eyes off you for a minute. Knowing your escape history.
What? I can hear the butt. I can hear the butt in there. Rashid's eyes came to Adnan's mind. His fond, sometimes worried face. Would he really react that way? Adnan couldn't be so sure. It didn't feel too far-fetched. The man was used to flattery and absolute obedience in bed and out of it, so his legs and hands trembled with fear, and he was grateful he was sitting down. He had ruined everything. All the time working hard to fit in the palace lifestyle, seducing the Sultan, all for naught. He was as good as dead.
Of course. It's not absolutely necessary for His Majesty to hear about your ill-fated attempt.
I fucking knew it, bitch. I fucking knew it. He was gonna be like, if you fuck me, you're like, nobody's gonna find out about anything. Ha 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 ha. I knew it. I knew that's what you were going for, you motherfucker. Adnan raised his head at hearing that.
No?
The snake smiled again, sweetly and just as dangerous as a real one.
I appreciate His Majesty, of course, so I'd rather spare him the disappointment and grief. But, at the same time, I have an obligation to him. He will want to know all that happened during his absence. If you were really obedient and agreeable with me, I could make an exception and turn a blind eye to your escape attempt. Don't you think?
Oh, you... I'm gonna cut you. Oh, when I get the chance, I'm gonna cut you, bitch.
What?
Adnan couldn't believe his ears.
I'll make sure not to mention anything to His Majesty, if you give me proof of your loyalty towards me.
You're sick!
The man threw his head back and laughed in a rather coquettish way.
However, a slip of the tongue is sometimes so easy.
I want to spit on him. Here's the thing. I'm thinking about this rationally. In his shoes, I would want to spit at him. But, with that being said, he would have a happier lifestyle if he just stayed in the palace and instead of him talking and going to the work field. So I am going to go ahead and silently refuse. Non bit his tongue to avoid answering back. He had promised Halim that he would behave in front of the vizier after all, although it was proving really, really difficult. That man was evil. Adnan cast his eyes aside and refused to say a thing.
No. Come on. Even something small would suffice. A blowjob would do.
I hate you. Adnan glared at the wall in front of him. The nerve of that man. In the end, after a long, awkward silence, the vizier sighed and talked at last.
Have it your way. I'll tame your stubbornness sooner or later.
Oh, that was a lot better than the outcome that I thought was gonna happen. Oh my god, it's a lot better than the outcome that I thought was gonna happen.
Just don't say I didn't warn you.
He left the room, and Non gulped and considered his words. Was he going to tell everything to the Sultan or not then? Okay, I think I have like one scene left. One scene left. By the time the Sultan returned to the palace some days later, Adnan's wound had completely healed. Harun had been very careful while whipping him, it seemed.
Adnan! His Majesty is back! Aren't you happy?
Not quite, because I still want to be free, bitch.
Oh, come on. Don't be so cold. I bet he will want you on his bed tonight.
Here's the thing, that doesn't matter because I want to leave. I want to go. I want to be free, bitch.
So put a smile on your face and greet him as he deserves.
A couple of boys around them nodded with enthusiasm. To be honest, Adnan wasn't in the mood of smiling. He had spent the last days considering his chances in case the vizier told al-Rashid about his escape attempt.
Let's all give a warm welcome to Our Majesty, the mighty and benevolent al-Rashid.
I'm not excited. Oh no.
Majesty.
There he is. He's come back from his trip of going from, I don't remember which country. All the harem boys went closer to the Sultan and tried to hug him or pat his back at the same time. All but Adnan, that is.
That's enough. I'm glad to be back home, but now let me rest a bit, would you?
Yeah, okay, period. Heard. His eyes locked with Adnan's at once. An almost solid silence stretched around them while all the boys studied Abdul Rashid's reactions. In the end, the Sultan cleared his throat, smiling but clearly uncomfortable with the audience. He couldn't take his eyes off Adnan.
I must apologize, but I'm exhausted after such a long journey.
A chorus of voices complained.
So I'm retiring to my rooms already. I promise tomorrow I'll tell you all the details about my travel.
Cute, of course. I will gladly take it. I'll gladly take the story even though I want to fucking leave. Some of the boys... I've been swearing a lot today. Some of the boys cheered, but Rashid was blind and deaf to them. He gently reached for Adnan's hand and guided him toward the exit door.
Adnan, I've missed you so much.
I'm saving it. I'm pausing it here. I'm pausing it here. I'm pausing it here. And then I have to edit this episode before I go to bed, or before I go to work, and then upload it by noon. Fun. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Veed. I hope that you had a wonderful time watching this. I hope that you had a wonderful time watching me be cold, be whipped, be stubborn. Should I put a trigger warning in this episode? More than likely. Just in case. But yeah, make sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe buttons down below. You know, help a fellow YouTuber out. Make sure to hit that notification bell so no way to miss up on any of my uploads. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.